The bar's got that swing. Glasses clink, hear the ice cubes sing. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. There's Troy laughing with his gin and a grin, telling stories about where he's been. Boomer's got whiskey, he's loosening his tie, chasing dreams under a midday sky. The bartender knows us, he's mixing with flair. Every sip's a moment we're happy to share. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. The clock don't matter, we're lost in the vibe. Jazz in the air, feel the soul come alive. From martinis to bourbon, we're riding the wave. Stealing this hour, it's the freedom we crave. Sun's still shining, but we're in our zone. This bar's our shelter, our temporary home. One more round before the world calls us back. Savor the moment, keep the blues in the rack. We'll laugh and we'll toast till the afternoon fades. Memories made in these liquid escapades. Liquid lunch, pour it smooth, let it flow. Friends round the table where the good times grow. Raise a glass, let the worries slip away. Liquid lunch, we're living for today. So here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun. Our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon. Chasing that jazz under the high noon.
I'm sorry, I'm muted all of this time. My apologies. And you know how I knew? Because I heard Netta rustling around upstairs, which generally means she's on her way to...
You're muted.
Yes, I know. Thank you. I was just talking about that. See? I heard her running, so I knew she was coming to tell me that I was muted. Anyway, you guys can see what the comment is, and I'm just telling Mark not to blame the Ferengi so much as the Packleds that they have replaced. The Ferengi are trying to prevent the mines from going bankrupt. So I think things will be improving in the very, very near future. Let's see here. And yes, Tim, I did see your message that I asked for yesterday. And speaking of Netter, the love of my life, asking you all to like, share, subscribe, become a member. If I have enough members, maybe I will remember not to keep my mic muted. Maybe. We'll see. Geek Flag with Nate knows says like, share, subscribe, comment, and become a member. Think of membership like a key. It is your key to community. Become one of us. One of us. One of us. Exactly. Referencing the classic film Freaks. Jonathan Conroy says, hail all, smash the like button, and enjoy the show. Yes, please do that. Please do that. Storyman Jack says, hey y'all, check out Storyman Jack's channel. He's working on a Halloween-themed story that I would very much like to check out myself. Also, I may directly donate via Buy Me a Drink, the link that I have below. Playing it safe with my prepaid gift card right now. That's the way to go. See, I appreciate that. Somebody thinking through, can't support in one way, maybe I can support in another way. Super appreciate that. And Nate is celebrating 11 months. We're coming up on the 1 year mark, aren't we? Of membership. Good. Yeah, see, here he is. He's talking about it. This Halloween story might be my best idea. There you go. Let's see. You guys all giving me guff about being unmuted. Let's see. Yeah. No sound. And Darth Plato. That was a very salient point, Troy, probably referring to my absolute silence. Playing Down Under, I can't type that fast. Fair enough. Yeah, especially when you're on a 30-second delay, right? And then I'm, of course, behind on the chat. Welcome, Jason Fox from 540 Studios. Great channel. Make sure you are subscribed to him. Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube, Fluff Chick Productions. Let's see. Mark says, like, share, subscribe by order of the Klingon Empire. Dah! Yeah, exactly. And there we go. So I was about to ask if you had gotten your credit what do you call it? Credit agency, not credit agency. What are they called? Not the bank, but they're like a bank. The old timey credit union. Yes, did your credit union get their stuff sorted out? And apparently it has. Thank you for dropping the black cat, despite what this platform wants to call it. I guess that they think saying black cat is somehow racist, so they call it a purple cat. Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea why they do the things they do. But there you go. Anyway, All my shenanigans this morning have, I think, given everybody time to get in here so that we can talk about what the F, right? What the F. We are losing talent way too rapidly, and it is not being replaced. Well, it's being replaced by AI Drek, but let's bring this up. Yeah, he says my credit union got me sorted out. Their local and my new card was in the mailbox this morning. There you go. Yes. You make me think of Avenue Q. Everyone's a little bit racist sometimes. Doesn't mean we go around committing hate crimes. Look around and you will find that no one's really colorblind. Maybe it's a fact we all should face. Everyone makes judgments based on race. You know what? Not only am I going to make sure that I am not muted, I am going to make sure that this mic is well placed. You should be able to hear me really well now. Luckily, I did this after my singing and not during my singing, because who wants to hear my singing? Well, we'll find out who wants to hear my singing this Friday during our karaoke stream. But here we go. Drew Struzan. I think it's pronounced Struzan. The king of movie posters has died. Well, you see that image right there. I do believe that is the movie poster from the special edition of Star Wars. If I'm not mistaken, I am not 100% certain. The beloved artist who illustrated iconic posters of Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future, and more, was 78 years old. Drew Struzan, the legendary illustrator behind some of the most iconic and beloved movie posters of all time, has died. He was 78. The news was confirmed this morning on Struzan's official Instagram account, accompanied by a self-portrait. It's with a heavy heart that I must tell you that Drew Struzan has moved on from this world as of yesterday, October 13th. The statement reads in part, I feel it is important that you all know how many times he expressed to me the joy he felt knowing how much you appreciated his art. Big Al was the one that broke this one to me. And he made a great analogy. He compared Struzan's art, for movie posters, and as we're going to talk about in a little bit, book covers, to the music of John Williams and what it contributed to the movies it was used in, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, etc. It's interesting, too, because Struzan did the artwork for a lot of the same movies that John Williams did the music for, yeah. Yeah, that's the self-portrait. Struzan's career spanned decades of illustrative works, crafting theatrical posters for some of the most iconic pop culture hits of all time, from Back to the Future, Blade Runner, E.T., and many more, before he formally retired in 2008 after his work on Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Struzan would spend the next decade and a half occasionally exiting that retirement to create special one-off works to curate archival releases of some of his most beloved creations. He will perhaps be best remembered by Star Wars fans as the artist behind some of the most famous posters from the entire saga. He first joined the Galaxy Far, Far Away for the original film's 1978 release, working with Charles White III on a new one-sheet the famous circus poster depicting Luke and Leia as they prepared to swing across the Death Star chasm. From there, Struzan would illustrate dozens more posters of the original saga, as well as defining pieces of art for Indiana Jones. His association with Lucasfilm continued with the amazing artwork of Star Wars Special Edition re-releases in the 90s, and then, of course, the theatrical posters for each movie in the Star Wars prequel trilogy. Struzan would come out of retirement in 2015 to illustrate a special poster for The Force Awakens, his final official work for the series. I hate the fact that not only Struzan, but so many others that had worked on classic Star Wars came out to work on those sequel trilogy, and that is their last piece of work that they're remembered for. It's the last film that Carrie Fisher appeared in, the last artwork he did, and it's I'm not even. Struzan is survived by his wife, Dylan, as well as his son, Christian. Our thoughts go out to the family in this sad time. So, obviously, I want to just get across to you that you know his artwork, right? Big Al says that Drew, the man behind the poster, is a documentary about him and his work, free on YouTube. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, Big Al. I will, of course, let me copy that comment because it will go into the notes for Geeky Geezers so that we can link to it. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Relax. Okay, I'm lucky that I even remembered to go off mute. So I'm not gonna begrudge somebody 77, 78, you know. And they're probably going by copyright date. So that makes a difference too. But yeah, so see, they could just as easily have had the Back to the Future 2 and 3 here, right? Because he did all three of those posters. But you look at this and you're like, yeah, I recognize this. Oh yeah, when I got my VHS tapes of the special editions, I remember this as well. Yeah. And so it wasn't just the franchises that, you know, that shaped our childhood. It was some of the one-off films that, maybe helped shape our puberty a little bit. And yes, if you have never seen Adventures in Babysitting, that is a Thor helm that the girl is wearing. You might want to check that out. In some ways, it was from a certain point of view, it was the first live-action portrayal of Thor. Well, at least the Marvel version of Thor. Played by Vincent D'Onofrio, by the way. Yeah, Blade Runner. Those of you that are big fans of that franchise, that's his artwork. What was this? It was 1977. I remember seeing it in the theater back when, and keep in mind too, it was re-released. And it actually stayed in theaters for a very, very long time. It was a very, very, yeah, you're a year, I let it go. Yeah, exactly. Man, but look at this too. This is the other thing. You can tell it's photorealistic, but it is not clear. It's clearly not a photo or photo manipulation. This is clearly artwork. And I love the fact that, I mean, you can look at each face on there. If you know the movie, you recognize those actors, right? It's absolutely amazing. And we know We know how this works. He was looking at references, whether it was, what is it called? Promotional stills that were taken for the film in a lot of cases, or an actual scene from the movie, you know? And he blends them in a brilliant, brilliant way. And when you see the streaks of rain, you know, if you're a fan of the movie, you immediately think of that Roy Batty, you know, soliloquy at the end. You know, like, you know, drops of rain. You know, it's just, oh man, so evocative. This one is from X. This is a lot of his book covers. I don't know all of them well, I mean, I've read all of these books. All of these covers I have in my collection. I remember this was The Truce at Bakura, which was one of the first books after that's set after Return of the Jedi. That's why Obi-Wan appears here. Because he's still having an influence. This is we'll do a blow up on this in a little bit, but this is the Courtship of Princess Leia. This is the original cover for Courtship of Princess Leia. He did another one for a re-release of the book. And like I said, I know these other ones and I have them, but I just can't remember, without the titles printed on them, I don't remember which ones they are. But incredibly good artwork. Yeah, let's get to, let's draw in close. So what you end up with this kind of artwork is, yeah, you recognize Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, but we'd never seen, and we've seen him in that black Return of the Jedi outfit, right? We can talk about the way Jedi were supposed to be dressed and, you know, all this kind of stuff. You know, George Lucas changed his mind and retconned some things with the prequels. But this you know, cape that he's wearing, this white cape, you know, which is very interesting, because if the analysis of Return of the Jedi is right, that from Star Wars to Jedi, you see him starting down a dark arc, and then, you know, willing to sacrifice himself to save his father. That's the return back from that arc. Even though he gets very close to the edge when he taps into the dark side, gets angry about, you know, going after his sister. He still pulls back, throws down his lightsaber, and basically he's ready to die. He's just ready to die, rather than go down that path. So we have to assume that he arcs back up after that. And this artwork tells all of that story. It's, you know, putting on that white cape, right? See, even the artist that did the cover art for these books understood these characters better than Disney. Just saying. Here's a close-up on that artwork from the Courtship of Princess Leia. So again, you have, as an artist that's doing a painting or a drawing of a real person, you always want to have the some reference photo, because you got to get, you got to know what that person looks like in order to, convey who the person is. And I've always assumed that particular picture of Han Solo is based on a picture of Harrison Ford from Blade Runner, actually. I don't know that to be true, but that is my supposition. But then you end up with Princess Leia in a wedding gown, because this is leading up to the marriage of Han Solo and Princess Leia. I mean, Courtship of Princess Leia literally means, they're, working on their relationship. eventually get married. Yeah, I know that the Disney people tried doing a book where they were supposed to be on their honeymoon on the whatever the cruise ship is that was supposed to be the I don't know, Galactic Princess or whatever from Star Wars Edge or whatever it was at Disney. But screw all that. This is the in my head canon the story of their relationship. It was actually a really, really good story. But again, because of his artwork, we get costumes and portrayals of these characters that we didn't get in the movies, right? I love this one. And again, talking about reference art, you know that he was looking at that promotional shot of Han Solo from Star Wars in the cantina, sitting in the booth, right? And so, was Jenny in that picture? Was that who he was with? I'm pretty sure. And of course, now it's Princess Leia. What a great picture of Carrie Fisher. That's just beautiful, just absolutely beautiful. A character that's original to the story. You'd have to read the story to find out about him. And of course, Lando. Possibly stealing Han's clothes again. I don't know. Maybe. And bringing up this one because this is another one of his that's very famous that you probably remember from the original release of Star Wars. Just underscoring the point that you guys know his artwork. You really do. And I think that outfit symbolizes Luke Skywalker achieving balance between the light and the dark, becoming the one who brings true balance to the Force. Absolutely, I think that's a great way to look at it. But, you know, then he just throws it all away and becomes a hermit and tries to murder his nephew, right? Oh, gosh, I'm telling you. But, yeah, I want to... I'm going to leave this one up because this is how I remember him. Honestly, these books, you know, they say don't judge a book by its cover, and I agree with that. You don't judge a book by its cover, but just like a movie poster, it is the first thing that gets your attention. It is like the lure on a fishing line, right? It gets your attention, gets you interested, right? And then you take a bite. And the story is what hooks you. But, you know, marketing, I'm telling you. When I say lost art, well, you know what? We'll get back to marketing and all that after. Let me get the promos going. I did some new promos for the week. And we'll be back in just under 3 minutes. Give me just a sec. Come on. Here we go.
You are watching Liquid Lunch, streaming every weekday at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Let's sip together.
This Thursday night, Netter will introduce us to Robert James, the writer and director of the COVID lockdown dramedy 15 Days, and hear his story that led him to create this independent film and where we can see it. Join us this Thursday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern on Netter's Network.
This week on Saturday Night at the Movies, you decide which film we will see. The poll is up on Last Call with Troy Pacelli's Community tab, and The Mist is in the lead, but you can change that with your vote. Then join us for Saturday Night at the Movies, this week on Last Call with Troy Pacelli and Netter's Network, and Big Al Presents, Saturday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern.
Every Sunday evening, Aged Boomer and Last Call with Troy Pacelli bring you the rundown of the week's geek news, or at least what they think is interesting. You may have heard about it elsewhere, but Boomer and Pacelli spin it like only two old geezers can. It's Geeky Geezers, every Sunday evening at 8 Central, 9 Eastern.
This week on Live from Sparkwood and 21, we'll be watching part 2 of the series created by Mark Frost and David Lynch called On the Air. This sitcom follows the staff of a fictional 1950s television network as they produce a live variety show called The Lester Guy Show, often with disastrous results. Join us this Tuesday at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern on Deleted Scenes and Affiliates.
Igrorian, famed genius and scientist, has created the lethal tachyon funnel, a weapon powerful enough to blast the Federation out of the galaxy, and he's willing to do a deal with Avon and the crew. It would be a simple exchange, the ultimate weapon for the ultimate computer, Aurak. Join us for Netta's favourite Blake 7 episode, Orbit, this Tuesday at 10 Central, 11 Eastern.
We now return to our liquid lunch.
And yeah, if you guys were with us yesterday for Live from Sparkwood and 21, honestly, that on the air was just off the wall crazy. I mean, you expect bizarre from David Lynch, but it was just so funny. It was about the best use I can imagine of David Lynch's nuttiness. To be honest, it was a lot of fun, And again tonight, make sure that you tune into Doomcock's channel for Pop Culture Breakdown, where I will be joining them as a subject matter expert. Let's just say super fan of the movie that they'll be talking about tonight, which is Hellraiser. Let me get to what you guys are saying here. Curtis Selby, did they ever explain how the rebellion ultimately fell and the First Order took over? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, they did a bunch of books that they claimed were canon. But of course, this is after they decanonized all the other books, and then they started writing books that contradicted their own canon books. They can't even keep their own canon straight. So I don't know, but I would not be surprised if they have some story out there that talks about some alien president of the rebellion, that some orange-skinned alien that started implementing imperialistic regime change and turned into the First Order or something. I wouldn't be surprised. We have to destroy everything Americans love and then tell our own stories that matter to us, like the Acolyte, Rings of Power, Tron Ares. We'll be talking more about Tron Ares on Sunday, let me tell you, my friend. F. Disney and Kathleen Kennedy sideways. Yes, with a red-hot poker. Welcome, Horror King. It's good to see you. Going to be hanging out with the Horror King and a bunch of others on Halloween night, right here on A Last Call. Welcome, Deleted Scenes. He's at work but lurking. Working but lurking. That's always awesome. Thanks for being here, my friend. And yeah, so there we go. So let me bring up this, because you know what? If for no other reason, I just like having this artwork showing. Yeah, I'm really sad about this, but hey, now all of his artwork can be sampled by AI, and we can get all kinds of AI generated art that's similar to what he did, right? See, this is the problem. An artist is able to be inspired by other artwork. Like I had said before, using promotional stills to make sure he gets the essence of a character. But then, reimagine it in such a way as, taking Harrison Ford from Blade Runner and reimagining him as Han Solo, right? Or putting Princess Leia in a wedding dress. And I would not be surprised. This looks like it might have been from one of the action shots of her in the metal bikini, from Return of the Jedi. And I think he used that as inspiration but put her in a wedding dress instead. Yeah, it's amazing. I just don't see AI being able to manage this kind of artwork. But there you go. Yeah, I would definitely go check out Drew Strussen's Instagram page. He's got a lot of great artwork up there. You can kind of do a little bit of reminiscing about some of his work. Brilliant artist. Who do we have left that does artwork like this anymore, right? I mean, I know you guys are saying Alex Ross, but I stopped following him on social media because he became an ass. That's the other thing. We're not only losing these people to the end of their lives, but we're losing them to the end of their sanity as well, and that's just as disturbing. This may sound weird coming from me as much as I use AI, but I view it as a tool, something that makes the task a little easier for me and helping out YouTubers like you. Yeah, well, and let's face it. You want to give me grief about using AI, for voiceover work and for, artwork and stuff? Fine. Support me enough so that I can afford to hire a real human being, and I'll do it. Put your money where your mouth is. Don't bitch about how people are taking the cheap way out, unless you're helping the matter. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. I'm sick and tired of people that make those kinds of comments, and don't consider that not everyone is in the same position. Think of it as art. It is something that's good for short stories or advertisement, but it will not replace the artist. Yeah, it'll never be like, this artwork here stands on its own. We don't need it as the poster. We would take it just as a work of art itself, and we remember Drew because he's the guy that did that piece of art that I love so much that I was willing to get it blown up and put up on my wall or whatever. It is the reason I bought that book or whatever it is. But, yeah, I would love to be able to support myself and maybe even just one other person with my channel. And that's something that I was talking about here before when I was saying, I really do have plans to turn Last Call into a network of channels that we can partner together and build the community larger and larger, and have a revenue stream where we actually can pay for the tools that make these streams better. I'm working on a shoestring budget here, and I got to be honest, I'm still at a point where the income that I make from YouTube is still less than what I'm spending on the channel trying to make it work, trying to make it function. So, but I'm going to probably be doing a member stream soon to kind of share with you what's been happening this year. and the progress that I've made on this channel, talking some numbers with all of you, and the viability of the channel going forward. But yeah, you know, the small time guys trying to break into the business, we got to do what we got to do. And if you're going to deride somebody for using those kinds of tools, well, you know, put up or shut up. That's all I can say. But talking about put up, somebody who really does put his money where his mouth is, contributes in all sorts of ways to build up other creators in the community. PJ of Orville Nation and Inspiration Television. Make sure you check out both of his channels and you support him because he supports us. As he says, hashtag together we grow. But yeah. Another feature that I've added to memberships, I did post in the community tab for members that I without changing the price scheme at all for memberships, I've added a new benefit. I'm going to be doing on a semi-regular basis for regular channel members. I'm going to do exclusive live stream where you can ask questions about, you know, being a YouTuber. I'll offer you tips, maybe even demonstrate some of what I do behind the scenes that might help you. Marketing ideas for your channel, things that we can do in conjunction as a team. And at the VIP level, making it a one-on-one kind of thing, where, direct coaching, and I can talk to you about your specific channel and things that would help you individually. And that's above and beyond the content that I put out here. But there you go. And yeah, so that's really all I had for WTF. It's not a rant. It's just a sadness at what we've lost and what we are losing. It seems like every day, every week, you know, with the in remembrances on Geeky Geezers, we're talking about these great talents that we're losing. And I just, yeah, you might be able to point to some talented people that are emerging. One of the names I hear coming out is Sydney Sweeney. Not necessarily that she's the best of actress, but let's face it, she's young. Most of your favorite actors, when they started out and they were really young, weren't as good as they were as they progressed in their career. But she is really sharp in marketing herself, in investing in herself. She is listed as a producer on a lot of the movies that she does. She is as involved in the movies that she is making behind the scenes as she is in front of the camera, which is very, very smart. She is going to be one of those who has FU money, and she's managing it really, really well. But I can't think of a lot of others, that are great talents with great potential that are taking the place of everyone that we're losing. Think about the music industry. Who do we have in music anymore that are great musical artists? Don't you dare mention the Swiftie, with her electronically filtered, I mean, honestly, the stuff AI is putting out is as good as what she's done. Honestly, it just, I don't even get it. I don't even get it. Dude, you miss the 90s? I miss the 70s and the 80s. But let's face it. I would take everything from the 30s up to the end of the 90s and just say, let's just loop it back again, please. Just please. Anyway, I'm going to start winding it down maybe a little bit early tonight because I do have some things. Yeah, we still have Paul McCartney, but I don't know if he has put out anything new in a minute. Yeah, see, that's just it. Even the great talents that we still have, they've mostly retired. They're not doing anything new these days. You know, we were talking about Christine McVie when she passed a couple months ago, and it's not like she had done any new albums in the past couple decades, you know. But I will say, you know, such a great talent, deserving of legendary status. But yeah, it's not like anything's being contributed now. The very last Beatles song, Now and Then, was very good. Yeah, exactly. The Beatles had some great stuff there. And that's an example of greater than the sum of their parts, right? Because honestly, John Lennon after the Beatles or separately from the Beatles was never as good as what was produced with the Beatles. Whereas I would say Paul McCartney went on to collaborate with his beautiful wife and Wings and was every bit as good as the Beatles, in my opinion. You know? So sometimes it's not just what you do on your own. You yourself might be a legend, but you are far greater when you have support, you know? Michael Jackson had 1,000 unreleased songs. Well, don't worry. I'm sure his estate is getting around to releasing a lot of them, just like Prince's estate. And let's face it, we also have AI generating Michael Jackson-like art, too. So you've got that to look forward to. Yay! I'm only in my 40s, but yes, I agree. Let's do a loop. Exactly. I like Peter Capaldi. I don't know that he is great, but at least he was at least good. That's a good point. Live and Let Die? Absolutely. That was a great James Bond theme. But there you go. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I do have a number of things that I must get done before Doomcock tonight. So please, guys, that's the next thing up is Doomcock at 7 Central, Pop Culture Breakdown. I will share out the stream as soon as he posts it. Please jump in there, get in the chat, say hi to me, shout me out so that Doomcock knows that I'm a valuable guest to have on. And by all means, always like, share, subscribe, become a member, do all the things so that I can continue to provide the content that I do and a place for us to come and hang out together, because I do think there's value in what we do here. If you think so too, help me out with it. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Cheers to Drew. We're going to miss you. Take care, everyone. See you on the next one, which is tonight, Pop Culture Breakdown. Later.
Goodbye. Hope to see you again real soon.
Here's to the daylight, the drinks and the fun, our liquid lunch, till the next one comes. With a wink and a smile, we'll be back real soon, chasing that jazz under the high noon.